Hey, how
All
are
right,
you?
all right. We are here, but as you can see, ladies and gentlemen, we are still away from the studio. Well, I'm actually in the studio today, and they still doing their thing that they have to do. Hopefully, one more week left of them doing, you know. But
Fingers
it's cool, you know.
crossed.
We got a new AC system, a new alarm system, bigger place, so. You know, and we're renting out the spots now to people, so it's gonna be good. It's a new journey for us. You know.
Definitely am excited. We even got a couple events coming up.
Oh yes, yes, we have the health fair. So you can come to our studio, learn about vegan food. I think there's a guy that's coming with sports shakes. I'm just waiting for him to say yes or no. Uh, and I trying to see if one person that does mental health, if that person can come. And that person normally speaks about what you eat, what you do, mostly your morning routines. He says that a lot of the morning routines is what sets you up for the rest of the day, which is true because I know a teacher of mine used to say when you wake up, you just say, "Hey, I'm awake and I'm gonna have a great day." So that positive takes you through the whole day. Sometimes, you know, if you live in New York, you got to
Making
say it a
your bed
couple
in the morning.
times.
As you
Yeah,
can
living
see,
in New
I
York.
follow that one.
Yeah, I remember. I was watching the Honeymooners back. I don't know if you know the Honeymooners, but it's an old show, and the guy used to say. A happy man is a man that grins. So why am I mad about? And then he looks outside. And a happy man is a man that grins. He lives in New York. It's like it's kind of hard to keep that positive when you're in New York. But uh,
Yeah,
but anyway,
there is a lot of different energies here.
yeah. So how was your weekend? Your week so far?
It's been great. I actually went to a book club meeting for the first time yesterday, and I had a phenomenal time. I've never been to a book club before, and we were reading the book called The Subtle Art of Not Giving, AFUCK.
Oh wow.
And yeah, it's actually a really popular book among men because he approaches life from a very logical point. But it's just kind of what we were talking about last week, to
Right.
understand to only do things that you truly care about, that you truly align with, and not to live your life based off what other people expect from you, because then you'll be miserable or you'll feel like there's no purpose.
Right. Right. Well,
Yeah.
sounds like a good book. I think there's like 2 or 3 books I got on my list now to read. Been reading more of Um, one guy that has a book about how they're trying to erase our history, with
Mm,
Google trying to erase history and stuff like that. Because we live in a world where if Google doesn't say it is, then it is not. Even though we lived it.
what
Yeah.
happened to the
So
days of encyclopedias?
yeah, man. Oh my God. I don't. You know that you say that. I don't even think I got all the way to the Z. We were poor, so I think And it was so funny because me and my friends, we 5 of us. We used to say like, what letter your mom got is gonna get this month, and we were like, oh, A, B, and C. All right, well, tell your mom to get the D, the E, and you get the G. That's how we got the whole encyclopedia. But ourselves, now we didn't have the whole A to Z. It was, you know,
That's the way to
and
do it, teamwork. Like, look, I'll read it.
yeah,
Next week you read it. Like,
yeah. So we used to like when we did homework, we're like, oh man, we got to be in the E's. Who got the E's? Oh, I think it's Pito. Yeah, we go. But that was the days when you had the door to door salesmen coming by. But once it's written in stone basically. But when you have
yep,
a video or something, and then you have one entity that's in control of what you see and what you know, it's hard. You
yeah.
know.
And another thing is people really take information at face value, and unless someone says no, this isn't true, like look at this instead, people will believe it as the end all be all.
Right. Right. You know. I don't know. It's like. with the whole generation things, and today's episode is about like morals. We wanted to talk about and understanding. So a lot of people. Give me a second. I think this guy. We're live here, and I think this guy locked himself out. So
Oh no. Oh, but morals and understanding is very important. It's how you
yeah.
get through life.
Uh
You need a good set of morals to be able to navigate problems, to be able to choose the right friends, the right people to work with, to choose where to live, even. Because if you're someone who truly believes in being connected with nature, you probably wouldn't thrive living in a big city. Or if
no.
you're
Yeah, that's true.
somebody who believes you need a lot of other people to be around, you wouldn't thrive living alone in the middle of the mountains and your neighbor
No, esto no
is
está
50
virando.
miles away. So morals are very important and everyone should have morals.
Sí,
And
chequéalo porque
if
no
you
está
were
virando.
asked, what are your morals, and you don't really have an answer for that, you should probably take some time to sit down and just write them out. Just write up some ideas and you pick the ones that really
No,
make you
mira.
feel different, make you feel secure. That's what I do, at least.
Yeah, yeah. I'm sorry about that. They redoing our locks. It was not turning, but yeah. I was listening. Like the whole thing with the moral thing is it's. I remember they had classes. I forgot what the name. What they had that class. Um, I think it was started in junior high where they started showing you morals. And understanding of two different things. Like there was not too much double standards, and there was not too much of I'm right but you're wrong, oh I feel offended. There was never that, because they had classes where they teach you about different type of moral stuff, like if the dog goes and bites a person, is the dog wrong or is the person wrong? So they made you look at both scenarios in a sense. um,
Right.
it's the same thing with the war that's going on right now. I tell a lot of people, because we were speaking about that yesterday on El Latino Juido. They saying that Israel, oh my God, pray for Israel, pray for. I'm like, shouldn't you pray for both? So by you saying pray for Israel, you're saying the other ones are evil. But
Right.
Israel bombed their citizens as well. So wouldn't they both be? But again, the moral and double standards does not exist anymore. So media portrayed Israel as the great one. They the ones that are suffering, and they the one. So everybody's like, "Oh yay!" And they don't read beyond what is supposed to be read. But like you
Right.
said, like with encyclopedias, you had to read, and what's there is there. You know what I mean? Versus and then I don't know, there's something about reading that takes your mind somewhere else, you know
Hmm.
like you ever
Indeed.
read something like let's say a novel or something. You ever picture the person in your head, you had them with blonde hair, because you did your own imagination, and then when you watch the movie you be like, nah, that's not what the person looks like to me. But that's the
Yeah.
whole thing of reading, and I think we need to go back to that. Like, you know they
Hmm.
still have, what's that, ebook. They still have the ebook. If you like electronics, okay, grab an ebook at least. But it gets, how they always said, read between the lines. That's where it came from. You had to read and then picture what they're trying to say. But
Right.
now it's tell me what I'm supposed to think. Oh, Israel, they are good people, okay. But then Israel just bombed them and killed almost 1,000 of their citizens. But they won't say that,
Right.
because then you have to pick a side. And morals do not let you pick a side. It makes you pick a good side.
Yeah.
So,
And at the end of the day, right, between this whole situation going on in another country, number one, we're not even there. Most people that try to make you pick a side and make you feel guilty for not saying anything, they're just doing it out of anger because they probably do have family there. They probably do know someone.
hmm
And right now it's coming from an emotional point. It's not coming from a logical point. A logical point will be like, look, we understand this is a big problem and we should
Hmm.
seek help for both people, right? The only reason there's a war going on is because these two cultures don't understand each other. They have different values, they have different
Hmm.
set of beliefs, and they think their beliefs are right and other one thinks their beliefs are right. But two people can't be right if it's two completely different ideas,
Yep.
you know?
It's a it's
Hmm.
like you said, it's a religion thing. A lot of people like I've read stupid things. Oh, they're trying to get people's oil. Oh, Israel took their land and now they're fighting back for the land. No, this war has been going on past 1940. Well,
Hmm.
1940 is when Israel took some of their land. So then who is the bad one? You know what I mean?
And it's not even about being bad, it's simply about being patient enough to and
Right.
willing enough to understand what the other person wants. If you even read any book, it always says, don't approach situations trying to overtake. You should try to be nice to your enemy. You should try to understand your enemy.
Hmm.
Because when you're both happy, more can be accomplished. But if you're both
Hmm.
attacking each other, more losses will occur, more harm
Yeah.
will occur for both.
Yeah. It's science science proved what was it 1960 around there. They did some tests. Two people that are angry and everything, they put them in the room by themselves where there's no one around telling them, yeah, yeah, do this. Oh man, that's messed up, like pushing. And they
Right.
come out the room with an understanding. Like, and then some of them even came out like, why were we mad about?
Mm.
Like they don't. And this is what's happening now. In 1940, Israel took some of that land. So now all of a sudden they're attacking back, but they're not attacking back because of the land. They're attacking back because of the religion. So some of them say they're attacking back because they've been mad at each other. In other words, the huckberries all over again. You're feuding for so many centuries and you don't even know why.
Yep.
This is what's
Now it's
going
a
on.
whole of hate. Now it's a whole thing of, oh, I honor my family. It's a machismo thing. It's a
Yes.
pride and ego thing.
Mhm.
It's not from any other place but just a state of, oh my god, I need to survive right now. I feel threatened just because these
Mhm.
people think differently than me. Instead of just even believing the simple standards of love thy neighbor, respect other
Mhm.
people no matter who they are, what they do to you, always show people love. And all religions have that kind of moral in place
Mhm.
to disrespect other people, and neither one of them are doing that.
Yeah, because like you said, once you have that machismo, your ears are silent. You do not
Hmm.
hear anything but what you say, and like they said, it comes to deaf ears. If they were actually sit down and say, listen, first of all, the citizens you should be like, why are we the ones fighting each other when it's these two guys that have a problem with each other? So now, instead of being mad at the citizens of these lands, because it's still a debate if Israel is a country or a continent or is a religion. You know what I mean? Because they're
Yeah.
not really a continent. So people are saying that Israel is not how you call it, like a city or something. It's more of a religion, like Jews. They say Jews is
Hmm.
not a thing; it's a religion. Um,
True.
so when you come with this, you're fighting for the wrong things. I say, like, and I said it yesterday. We should just have presidents that have a problem with another president come and duke it out. That's it. Duke it out. You got problems? Y'all duke it out. Don't put us in the middle of your problems. You know what I mean?
Right.
And
I
then
feel
then
like that's
you're.
the big problem with like politics and everything is because there will be a group of people that try to speak for everyone, but that
Hmm.
group is really only trying to benefit themselves. Like you
Hmm.
think about like the whole Hamas thing, it's really just a group of people who want control, who want power, just because they felt like they've
Yes.
never had it before. So now you give them big guns, you give them people who are like, "Yeah, I'll die for you, brother," and now they think,
Hmm.
"Oh yeah, I can conquer the world."
Yeah. I call that the gang effect with the
Yeah.
leader. The leader's always thinking he's bad, But as soon as there's no one around him, he's like, "Oh, don't kill me, don't shoot me, don't do this." And that's why my brother used to be like, in jail they have this thing: you take the biggest guy down, that's there when you're in there because of that thing. They think they tough, they untouchable because they have everybody around. If you notice,
Mhm.
anybody that if you're walking down the street, that one thug will pass by you and don't hardly even look at you. But as soon as he's with his friends, he want to look at you like, yeah, what? Because he has these people around him, and that's what the presidents are. The presidents are like, what? It's what I say. Oh, you see the army I got behind me? Yeah, you got your friends behind you. That's why you acting like this. And again,
Mhm.
power. They want that power, no matter who it's going to cost. And what they said, it's innocent sacrifices or war. There's sacrifice in war. No, there's not. There's sacrifice in your thing. Like we didn't ask for it. To be sacrificed, we have to be like, hey, listen, we understand what you're doing. Let's do this. If we die, we die. That's a sacrifice. But ain't no citizen out here that said, you got a problem, shoot war. If I die, I die. Nobody said that. So you're not sacrificing us, you're giving us away. Like, you know what I mean? Like, you don't even care as long as you have power. And they're not even in the war. They're the ones outside talking about, no, no, go in that building. Go ahead, shoot that guy. Yeah, yeah. Boom. Oh, man, damn, that was a wrong call. You know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
because they don't care. They safe in a little bunker wherever they are, and they just sending people out, and then all the citizens and all the army people are the ones that have to suffer, and then they
yeah,
brainwash them to think you're fighting for us, you're fighting for the freedom. No, you're not. You're fighting for their power. There's a big
yeah,
difference.
yeah. And
That's
just
what you
to
know.
even if you think about attacking somebody, sometimes when you're really angry, you may visualize yourself like fighting, visualize yourself maybe
Hmm.
hurting somebody, but you'll never actually act on it unless you have people that are telling you like to do it, or you see other people doing it first and then you follow along because you're thinking, oh, it's okay. And if you
Yeah.
look at most of these videos people are showing of what's going on over there, none of these people are alone. It's usually like at least 20 of them at one time.
Hmm.
It's a big group, so everyone's just following along like, oh, he's doing it, so it's okay for me to do it too.
Yeah.
And they're doing some
It's
crazy stuff.
it happens here with the looting.
Yeah,
One person does it, everybody else want to do it. It's a bunch of the following, and they do it without the morals or intelligence to know this is wrong. And that's where the whole concept of what we're talking about today is about morals. And there's it's wrong, but you want to do it anyway. Why?
yeah,
Because everybody else is doing it. Why not? I don't know. That, and then they say, "Oh, is everybody jump off the bridge? Would you do it?" Nah. So this is what you're doing. You're basically jumping off the bridge
right.
by throwing yourself in there.
And
So
that's how you cause more harm to yourself when you're doing things that others are doing just
yes.
because it looks cool, or you just don't want to be an outcast. Like you don't want to get in trouble with them because they're like, oh, aren't you our brother? Are you part of the other, like, like that whole concept of now
Mm-hmm.
they'll turn on me if I don't join in.
Yep. And that's the first brainwash thing they want to do. You with us or against us? You know?
That's what everyone's talking about. They'll be really quick, like,
Yes.
oh, if you don't stand with my country, don't talk to me. We're not friends. Like, we don't have any business together. And it's
Yeah,
like,
like you don't have your own opinion. And it's been
yeah,
going on for so long. And then, like with the LGBT, they do it there too. They do it with the war. They do it with everything that you're like, oh, I eat hot dogs with my dog up and the bread like that. Oh, you don't do that? Oh, no, you can't be with me. And as long as you get some other people to join you, now here comes the other people. Oh, wait, I think we have to eat the hot dog like that. Let's go, let's go. You know what I mean? And that's what's going on here, where all cause, like right now, I'm saying who is good and who is bad. There's somebody like, oh, Charles, that's messed up. You know who's good. No, I don't. They both attack each other. So the morals, my morals, and my understanding, and my brought up the way I was brought up was understanding evil is evil no matter how you put it. So
mm-hmm,
if you're attacking one and you're saying, and this way has come the morals and double standards that we're talking about. Oh, they are wrong for killing our citizens. So what are we going to do? Oh, we killed their citizens.
And I don't know if anyone's ever heard this, but two wrongs don't make a right.
Make a right, but it makes it even.
Does it though? It
No,
makes it
right?
depleted.
But again, it's that falls into the revenge part. And when you take revenge, it never ends. And I
Mm,
tell people that. That's why they say when you take revenge, like back in the martial arts movies, I'm gonna take revenge and I'm gonna kill this guy. Now he killed that guy. Now that guy's student wants to take revenge for his master. So now he's going after you. And then you die, and then it never ends
it's like
because
Kill
there's
Bill.
always someone that wants, and that's what's going on here. You
Yeah,
know, they bombed them and they killed their thousands. Now, if they would have said, you know what, we're not going to retaliate. We got bombed. Okay, cool. We're going to get you some other way. Like politically, we're going to get all the nations together to shut you down so we can take more of your land. If they would have done something like that, where's the retaliation? They can't come back. But since you
right.
bombed them now they're coming bombing you. Now you're bombing them. There goes the war.
Right. It's like people just want to, people think that they have to do something big and actionable. Like they see a problem and they're like, oh no, I need to do something now. So they go for a quick, like,
Hmm.
reaction instead of thinking, okay, wait, this is happening right now. What are our pros? What are our cons? What are the
Hmm.
solution options? Because there's never one solution, there's always many. But people don't take the time to think, to talk about the problem. They don't verbalize, okay, X, Y, and Z just happened. What can we do about it? How can we make it better?
Hmm.
And that's where morals comes in, because now you're measuring your morals against your solutions, and you're like, okay, this
Hmm.
one actually wouldn't align with us, right? If we bomb people, we're not showing people respect, we're not showing our neighbor love. If we try and take all their land, well, that's stealing, that doesn't align with our morals, you know.
Hmm.
So like if you actually have that in place, it makes your decision making so much easier, and
Hmm.
you don't have
It,
room
it,
for
it
regret.
does. Yep, it does a whole lot. It's like the knights. They had a code. The martial arts people. They have a code, which is morals. But they stick to that code. Like, oh, we can't do that. Like back in the days, the codes were the street codes was never attack an elder, never fight a woman in the streets. And then the codes just broke down. And then what happens when you don't stick to your morals or your codes? It gets chaos. And
Yeah.
that's what's going on now. And then people are so angry and then going over here and praying like, oh yeah, we're going to pray with the Jews. They all out there praying. We're with you. We're with you. They out there praying for their legit land that they were living at. You're over there supporting them, but being angry at the other people. You know what I mean? It takes two to tangle,
Right.
no matter
So
how you put it.
this weekend, I actually saw a play. I think it ended already. It was called Killer Boys. And it
Hmm.
was about the angry black man, right? About this group of friends who they grew up together and they became very successful. But the reason they're called the Killer Boys is because the main leader of the group, he was a successful fashion designer, but he designed like women's lingerie. So people always bullied him. They always thought, "Oh, you're gay. You make women's clothing." And
Oh
he
wow,
very angry, and he started killing people like a psychopath. And he was trying to get
damn.
the rest of the friends in the group to kill people as well. But the whole idea was he was motivated behind hate. He wasn't motivated like, yeah, pursue
Hmm.
your dreams. He wasn't motivated like do what you love. He was
Yep.
motivated like, oh, my haters are my motivators, and if you don't like me, you can't enjoy what I do. So I'm gonna
Mm.
kill you for it. And at the end of the play, he loses his love of his life because he kills her because he's going crazy. He loses his friends because he kills one of them by accident. He loses his own freedom because now he's going to jail for all this murders that he committed. And
Oh my
it's like,
god.
what is really the benefit of being motivated by hate? Like, what is that hatred really motivating you to do?
it makes you first of all don't think. You
Yeah.
know, you know. I, I was, I guess, back when I first started learning martial arts. I started learning Jiu-Jitsu, but then I got into the way of the ninja, which is Jiu-Jitsu, and a lot of them back in the days were you dishonored me, so now I got to do something.
Mm.
And when I was younger, believe me, I was like, "What? Oh, you just came and screamed at me in front of everybody? So you just dishonored me in front of this. Now we have to do something as a man." And I used to start wanting to fight the person. Then after a while, I'm like, "Whoa." When I started, going more into Buddhism, I'm like, "Wait a minute. There's a such thing as honor, but there's a such way to get the honor back. It's not you have to beat the guy up. You
Mm-hmm.
have to think about it. Which ways. Oh, you want to talk crap? Go ahead. I'll walk this way. I'll do this. I'll do that. But when it comes to the anger if, and power, those are the two things that you don't want to mix, and that's what happens with politics and the presidents. They have all this power behind them, and they want to show how big they are. They don't have nothing in the middle, so they want to show if you know what I mean. So they want to show their manhood other ways.
Yeah.
Um, and the suffering people are the citizens. So, I understand when they say pray for Israel, pray for the people of Israel, not for Israel itself. If Israel is a continent, but they still saying it's a religion. So the people that, go with that, those are the ones you're supposed to pray for. But if you praying for the whole, like, pray for New York, I ain't praying for New York. I'm praying for the people in New York. I'm not praying for the politicians of New York because they the ones that caused the issue. So that's what I'm saying. Like the morals of who you do it for or what you do has to be understood more.
Yeah.
Uh, and people are not doing that. And
Yeah.
again, those are things that they used to teach in school. They used to give you a scenario and then tell you how would you get out of it.
Yeah.
And they don't do that no more.
Mm-mm.
Because I remember that class. I just don't remember the name of it. Uh, they'll probably hit me or somebody that is watching will probably put it up on the thing. But it is just crazy the way things used to be versus the way it is now.
Yeah.
Um,
And honestly, right, speaking on the whole power thing, what I've learned is you nowadays growing up, you feel like you don't have power. You feel like your
mhm,
life is controlled by the standards of everyone around you. You know, you're told you need to go to school, you need to get a job, you need to get benefits, you need to do X, Y, and Z. And
mhm,
you feel a lack of control. You feel like I don't do anything for myself. I feel weak. I feel helpless. Majority of people who have problems, who are on welfare, on SSI, on that disability, have sicknesses, all these people feel helpless. And what
yep,
I've learned throughout my journey is you're the one in control of your power. Unless you're giving other people the authority to be in control of it, you're always going to be feeling powerless if you don't take the authority. And
yep, and that happens a lot.
yeah, and honestly, anger is just a way to protect yourself. When you're growing up in a state of mind that I don't have any power, you are hurt behind that. It makes you sad. It makes you feel bad. So now people think, oh, I'm angry because they don't want to feel bad. So instead of
Mhm,
finding a solution to this pain, to this sadness, they get angry instead and they're like, I'm going to retaliate. I'm going to react now because I'm protecting myself. I'm no longer going to feel hurt. So now I have to block anything that hurts me. And you're just hurt.
why? Because they control you.
Hmm.
And if you have that, if you let them, I'm not saying it's wrong or right to be on welfare, but not to let them control you to a point where you're going to go outrage. It's just like in a relationship. I've been seeing guys on the phone screaming and yelling, or female. Well, I told you, I'm not going. I'm like, whoa, like, why are you onto a level where you're going to cause yourself to have a heart attack right now because you let that one person completely, or a company completely have. control of you, where you don't have one say so. And if you don't have at least one say so, and what is it about then? You
Yeah.
know, you gotta have at least one, like, you know what, we'll talk about this later. All right, cool. Bam, you hang up and you go and talk about it later. But and a lot of times, like you said, if you have that control, you're gonna go outrage. And that's what's going on now, with they want that control. Um, hey, I know y'all took my land in 1940, but can I get this little one that you're not using and stuff like that? Oh well, I can give you this one if you give me the waterfront. You know what I mean? Like, come to an agreement where, because back in the days, that's what they were doing. They came with an agreement. What do you have? Well, what was it called? The trade on back in the Indian days. You
Hmm.
know. Oh wait, you
Like
you got
land.
the tent? Yeah, you got that tent. Well, I got the chicken. You want one chicken? I'll do two chickens for the tent. You know what I mean? They used to
They used to
combine
barter.
and right, and now it's like, oh, I like that land. Well, you like it? All right, let's go take it. We got 20 guys. They only got five. But then that five, two of them survived and got angry. Now they're going to go and form another group and come back with 30 to 40.
Right.
You know what I mean?
The trickle down. And that's the thing is like all these people that are even committing these crimes together, they feel that same sense of powerless, like helplessness. So
Hmm.
now they're like, "Oh, you understand me, I understand you, so let's retaliate together. Now we're stronger together." And it's really, you guys are
Hmm.
really weak. You guys are weak and you're just doing things for instant reaction. It's
Yep.
not thought through.
But I want to end this segment with a movie, and it's about morals and what you would do. It's called Nowhere. I don't know if you heard about it yet. It's about a lady and a man that's trying to leave their city for a better better place. So they're trying to come, I think, to America, but they go into a trailer where the trailer is put into a boat, and then the boat takes them. Well, not to screw up the whole story, but something happens along the way where she's by herself in this trailer after a storm in the middle of the ocean, and it's about to sink, and she's in the middle of nowhere. That's why it's called Nowhere. And she's pregnant, and she gives birth. But the whole thing about this story, it's a little parts of it's a little slow, but you cannot take your eyes off of it. This is a good movie because you're gonna be like, oh man, what is she gonna do next? How she's gonna survive? You can see all her thinking, her morals come in, her plays come in, like what to do to survive. She survived 42 days. I don't even think I can survive 42 minutes in there, you know? And especially with this generation, their phone dies, they screwed. They in a trailer by themselves in the middle of the ocean. The thing is, you don't know how long it's going to take before it sinks. You got no phone. Google, how can I? What can I do now? Because that's what they're going to do. They will not think for themselves. There's holes on the trailer. Oh, there's holes and water coming through. Google, there's hole with waters. What should I do? They will not survive. You
Yeah.
know, Google will be like, kiss your butt goodbye, because if you asking me, then you're dumb. You know,
Yeah.
but you got to watch that movie. I was like, me and Rhea, we were watching it. It was like, wow, the thing you do to survive. You know, and she had a lot of thinking. She was not a scientist. She was not. She just said, you know what, flight took over. She has a kid. She has to survive. Does she survive or does she not? I don't know. You have to watch the movie, but the ending is crazy. So and the whole twists and turns of it, like hey, I fixed this part. Oh, now there's a new problem. Oh, I gotta fix it. Oh, now another problem. But what she kept doing, it's the morals of her thinking kicked in real quick. You know, uh, as an adult with a child, even doubled. Like
Yeah.
even maybe tripled.
Yeah.
She's a mother, so the mother instincts kick in, and she's like, no. You know, some of the stuff she does, I don't know. You'd be like, I don't know if I'm gonna do that. But watch the movie. It's a good movie. That's my movie pick of this week. But it's called Nowhere. I think it's on Netflix. Uh, if I'm not mistaken, I think it's on Hulu too, or stuff like that. But it is a Netflix show, real good. So
Okay.
if you got time, watch that. But let's switch to some stuff that I've been hearing with this toxic woman. Let's say
Toxic woman.
Jada, yeah, Jada Smith is back in the limelight. Let's say she stated with her toxic entanglement self uh, that her and Will Smith has been separated since 2016.
Okay. Whew.
So that's exactly my feeling when they said that. I was like, okay. But then I started thinking, wait a minute, when did the slap happen? Last year.
Oh, you didn't know that was posed?
No, but I'm just saying. I know it was all fake. Like you can tell it was probably fake. But when he was saying, "I did it for my woman," and keep my effing woman out of your mouth, shouldn't have been keep my ex woman out of my mouth because she wasn't with you.
At the end of the day, they have kids together, so they're always gonna be a thing.
Me married. But that's the question I want to come through is how much power does your ex have on you to even do stuff like that? Like uh and this comes with Jada Smith being toxic, knowing how much Will loves her and
Yeah,
would do anything that you again gave that power to her. So
yeah,
she made you do so many stuff, make you look stupid. You are on top of the world. Hopefully, Bad Boys comes out and gives you a better light back in the limelight because he was doing good. He was doing a lot of movies, and all of a sudden they said, "Whew," the only thing he got right now is Bad Boys. You know, so hopefully he can bounce back. But how much power in a relationship, especially a female, should you let them have? It's like I don't know if there's a correct
did you
answer,
let them
but
have?
yeah, or they take.
Honestly, you relationships, especially intimate relationships, are very sacred. But I feel in today's age, they're not viewed that way anymore. We need
Hmm.
to understand that men and women are made to be together, right? They're made to complement each other. They're made to support each other. They're made to be stronger together than apart.
Hmm.
And when you're with the right woman or the right man, you will see those benefits. But if you're with them for the wrong reasons, and at the end of the day, morals still play a part in picking your lifelong partner, and you're just doing things because, oh my God, the sex is great. Oh, he gives me financial stability. Oh, I have a
Hmm.
place to sleep. Oh, he gives me money. He feeds me. Like all these wrong reasons that you could really take care of yourself or
Hmm.
find someone who gives you better benefits. People will get stuck on these little simple things and think, well, this is perfect. Anything that comes along is just a sacrifice to keep up these
Yeah,
benefits, you
yeah.
know?
But with Will Smith, he's just been pimped. That's basically what they mean. He's been pimped out.
Yeah.
Because a lot of people was like, even with back in the days where there was a lot of hookers in New York, they was like, how can you be a hooker for this guy and then claim you love him and you do anything for him because he was pimped out. Mentally, he drained put it in her that what she's doing is good for both of them. And that's what Jada did to Will. Like, I'm gonna pimp this boy out. Because there's no way in life if someone comes to my face and talking about, yeah, the guy that we just hanging out with? Yeah, I had an entanglement with him, and stuff. You know, excuse me? Like, you know, eyewitness news, today's top news, Charles Aloma kills wife. You know
Yeah.
what I mean?
At the
Because you're
end of
not,
the day, Will
it's
Smith is
weird.
like a highly rated actor, and Jada Pinkett Smith is an actor as well.
Yeah,
So
yeah, yeah.
maybe they in cahoots. That's why they stay on the news. That's how they pay their
Yeah.
bills.
That's
Because
why
you
I don't
really got to
believe
take into
stories.
consideration why they're famous.
Yeah, I don't believe stories when it comes to actors. You know what I mean? Especially Will. Will's a good actor. He played
Yeah.
he played from the well, did he have to play a bad guy? I don't even think so. But I know he played a gay guy. He played a comedy guy. He played a serious guy. He played the action guy. You know what I mean? So he did all this. So he's a good actor. So and then he played the serious role where Pursuit of Happiness.
Yeah.
Um, Philadelphia is when I think he played the gay guy that had AIDS. It was about a basis story. So he played, you know, alone. So like you said, they both actors. You know, they probably putting a rule over our eyes or something. But the thing is
I
that
wouldn't put
like
it past them, you know. At the
yeah,
end of the day, his children are very famous as well. They're doing
weird.
big things. Their funding need to come from somewhere. Like,
Yeah, and they weird as well. So you know,
yeah,
so the
I
whole family's weird. That's the Adam family right there. They all just weird.
no, and that's the thing too, is like you can tell just based off their kids, right? Kids emulate their parents, and
Yes.
some people will look at them as weird, but if you're kind of understanding of like spirituality, or just like the the purpose of living, right? The purpose people have by being here, and that they're really pursuing the things that they feel will help others, versus just doing things that are selfish. Like we hear about other people that are famous, you hear about
Mhm.
their kids, like, oh, they're doing drugs, they're doing things for self gratification versus for other people. And when I look at their kids, like, they are doing things for the community, they're doing things to help people. And like, to have two parents that are really like having, marital issues, and then have those kids, it doesn't really make
Yeah.
sense. Like, the story's not connecting, and they really just let their kids be and accept themselves as they are. And
Mhm.
you know I feel like he's way smarter than that to like let his wife play him in that way.
Yeah.
I don't believe it. I can't.
Yeah. But let's jump into another moral type of story. Um, First of all, a husband left his wife at the airport because she wanted to go get Starbucks, knowing they had 15 minutes to get on that plane, and she had to go to the other side of the terminal. Um, with that said, I know there are going to be a lot of people saying, "Oh, he's wrong for leaving her. He should have not left her. That's his wife." Uh, but I didn't tell you the whole story. I just cut it there to see, all these because I put it one time months ago, and people were saying that, "Oh, that's wrong. He should have not left her." Blah blah blah, and mostly women, protecting the woman, and then the man be like, "Well, he should have not left." The man protecting the man, but the whole story would change your mind because, again, morals. He left her with 15 minutes to get on the plane. She went to go get coffee in the other terminal, not on that terminal, because they didn't have Starbucks on that terminal. But the reason why he left her is because this is his second time trying to get that flight. They missed the first one, and then they're about to miss this one. And both flights were for him to go see his daughter,
Mhm.
not hers, his. So to me, she was doing it on purpose. So
Malamignosa.
he would not. The first one, she woke up late. Like, how you wake up late knowing you gotta catch a plane the next day when you're excited? Oh, I gotta get the plane. You got your bag next to you. You got everything ready. You wake up before the alarm clock. So because you're excited. So that means she wasn't excited that she was late.
Hmm.
Second time they get there, they're doing all this thing. She's sitting down 15 minutes before the flight. You want to go get Starbucks. So you made him choose between you and his daughter.
Right.
You're gonna lose. You lost. Right there showed you, and then she went online saying that, "Oh, I can't believe my husband did this," looking for the pity, but she didn't tell the whole story. When the whole story came out, all the people that were pretty much with her were against her, and then the other ones just wanted to stay quiet because they looked stupid, you know. But I already know who's wrong. But what do you think
No,
of this
I
whole
honestly
story?
think that she is ignorant. Like,
Mhm.
Have you never been on a plane? Like they will not wait for nobody. There's
Hmm.
29 other people or more who need to get where they gotta go. And then besides that one plane, all the other planes that gotta land and board, like you're affecting hundreds of other people. And you're
Hmm.
so selfish that you're like, oh, let me just go and stroll off to the airport. Like I just had to do that when I was coming back home. Like I had to leave to another terminal. It took me like 15 minutes just to get to the other terminal. So you
Hmm.
only got 15 minutes before your flight leaves, and then you want to go on a venture. Like she's probably never been in the airport, or like let's give her the benefit of the
Yeah.
doubt. But people will do things just to make their selves happy, right? Like she probably wants to be a victim. She probably wants a good enough reason
Hmm.
to be like, oh, you see, this is why I can't be with you. But really, you're the problem, woman. Like you
Hmm.
need to understand that your husband, if you respect your husband, you would work with him, not against him.
Hmm.
Right? And clearly he's trying to go see his daughter. In my opinion, kids come before spouse.
Right.
If you listen to other people, like people will say spouse comes first because you could always get more kids.
Right.
But when it's a situation like that, clearly she's not the first spouse. So it's like he needs to remedy his relationship with his kids. And at the end of the day, why is she coming if that's how she feels?
Exactly. You know, the first time that she was late, I would have left her.
Yeah,
I would have woke her up. Hey, we got to go to the airport because I know he woke her up. She went back to sleep because there's no way. You know, like when you hear the story, she woke up late. I'm like, who wakes up late? No, she went back to sleep
yeah,
because, like, let's say if me and you are going to airport, I wake up first. I'm like, yo, listen, we got to go. You know, they're gonna automatically wake you up. That's
yeah,
that's proven fact, and everybody's gonna do that. Hey, vámonos, vámonos! It's time to go. You know, the whole house is waking up, and one guy is waking up talking about, "I'm not going with y'all." Oh, my bad. You know, because whoever's in the house is waking up 2 to 3 hours before to get ready. So if that's the case, she went back to sleep. She
right.
didn't care for the first time. The second time, you're gonna tell me you got there early because this time he's like, "Hype! I don't want to get there late. I'm gonna go see my daughter." So I know they got there at least an hour or two before.
Yeah,
They sitting down on the waiting area, chilling. Oh yeah, 15 minutes to board the plane. Okay, 15, where you going? So all that time that you've been sitting there, you didn't think about getting a coffee. But 15 minutes before you got to fly, you want to go, and you couldn't get a
like
coffee from the regular shop. You wanted to
the
get
first time
Starbucks, knowing
coffee.
wait till you get to the airplane. I know that coffee may be not that good. I don't know because I don't drink coffee, there. But what? And I know they had a coffee shop somewhere in that terminal. So she wanted
Right, everywhere
Starbucks.
sells coffee.
Yeah, she wanted Starbucks from another terminal. Yeah, he had the rights to leave her. You know,
I agree. I
leave her
would
in the
have left.
airport, and when he gets back, keep her in the airport. Like, where you going? I'm going home. Not this home. Go to the airport. Matter of fact, go to Starbucks. Since you want to live there in Starbucks, you know what I mean? But
Hmm.
you can't choose when, especially when they have it from a child from another, like you said. Obviously he had another marriage before her, or another girl. We don't know if they were married, but he had another relationship before her. So right there, you cannot make them choose between their kid. But if their kid is like 20, maybe no, I say 30, then you'll be like, listen, baby girl, I'll probably go check you out later, because this girl's acting up and stuff, because she's an adult and she understands relationships. But when you have them young, 20 something, she's graduating. So it had to be something good that he's going. And to go in a plane to go see a child, that means you don't see them every weekend like that.
Yeah,
It's only once in a while. So let me get this one. I would have left her ass.
yeah, I agree.
First of all, why are you going anyway? Because if you woke up late, that means you don't care for my child. And if you don't care for my child, you don't really get along with the mother. You know what I mean? Leave her ass. She would have been giving you drama anyway.
Yeah,
You know, you would have
everything
been
happens for
eating.
a reason.
Yeah, you would have been eating, talking about hurry up because we got to go back to the hotel. What time we leaving? Oh, let's go here. The daughter be like, oh, I like that jewelry shop. Let's go over here. Oh no, look at this bag thing. Let's go to this bag. You're gonna contradict everything she wants to do. I would have left her. I
Yeah,
would, and then when I come back, I would think about leaving her permanent. Because if you that toxic and not understanding, then good. But when you're married, they say your wife comes first or your husband. But as soon as you get that child, guess who takes a back seat? Your wife or your husband. Because me and Rhea, we joke around like that when I was like, oh, I'll see you later, love you, Raiden. She was like, wow, I got reduced to not even getting a love now. You know what I mean? Like we make jokes about it, and then we be like, we realize, wait a minute, it is true. When you
yeah,
have that child, we like, she'll do things for him, and I'll be like, damn, you used to do that for me, but we get a back seat. It's just facts. It's just part of life.
yeah,
So for him not to go see his daughter, I thought that was kind of cool. That was
yeah,
very cruel, you know. But listen, again, morals, and they didn't understand it. Like the good and the bad, I guess. You know what I mean?
yeah.
So she was totally wrong. Anybody says that she wasn't, I don't know. Oh, he should have. Because I one comment, he should have at least uh think about running and getting her a coffee then. And then there was one thing. Oh, but why he didn't just try to transfer the plane to another plane then? I was like,
I
what?
don't think these people have ever been in an
I'm gonna
airplane
do a standby?
because, like,
Uh-uh.
they don't understand how these things work
No,
because
no.
it don't.
Obviously.
People think that their time is the only time, and they don't
Hmm.
consider consequences. They don't consider other people's time. And I feel like once you start thinking that way, your life really changes because you realize it's not just your world, it's
Hmm.
everyone that you affect. And when you think that way, you're more conscious of your decisions instead of just like, oh, I'm gonna go get a coffee now because I want coffee.
Hmm.
You know, it's no longer from a selfish place. It's from a place of being compassionate for others.
Yeah. There was other stories because we're not gonna have that much time for them. But next week we're gonna talk about one story where a mother didn't want the stepchild to have a picture of his mother and his dad in his room. He had a room in his father's house, and then of course a room in his mother's house. So
Yeah.
when he goes visit the father, he has his own room. But in
Okay.
his own room, he has a old picture of him, his mom, and his dad. But the stepmom didn't want that, got mad and told him that he has to leave and don't come back. Did the father agree or didn't he agree? You're gonna have to wait till next week to find out, and I'm gonna tell you the whole story next week, and then we're gonna, talk about it. But I do want to get into a little bit of dreams. This
Dream.
lady had a dream that her husband played her dirty. When she
Oh
woke up,
man.
she was mad at her husband, and she
Classic.
wanted her husband to apologize. I was like, "Excuse me," and it was on the radio station, and the host of the radio station was like, "Just apologize," and the guy was like, "No, why would I apologize for something I didn't do?"
Yeah.
She's like, "But she's mad, and it's a dream. So what you think? Like, if you get cheated in a dream, should you take it out on your mate? I don't understand that.
No,
You
I
know?
mean, dreams are very spiritual. Like people really take dreams to another level. Like they try to
Hmm.
understand them. They try to look for the meaning. They try to say, "Oh, well, this is gonna happen." Like they take it as omens, right? As signs.
Hmm.
So I can understand where she's coming from if she's like over here, like really asking for a apology, but at the same time, you have to understand the difference between dreams and reality. And
Hmm.
if he doesn't want to give you an apology, you could still forgive him. You don't need to give forgiveness only if you get an apology. You can choose to forgive people even without
Yeah.
one and never receiving one. It's like
Yeah, but why
agree,
why forgive
forgive,
him? There's nothing to forgive. There's nothing to
yeah,
forgive anyway in the first place. Like,
forgive the
you know,
dream version of him.
I'm like, whoa. But the mind plays tricks because there are some people that will tell you a story and in their mind they think it's real, but never realize it was just a dream.
Yeah.
But the dream was so impact and so real that you thought it happened in your life. And then when you tell the story, because we had, friends of ours that would tell a story when we got older, and I'm like, I don't remember it happening like that, and we'd be looking at each other like, did it happen like that? And now we're questioning it, like, oh, maybe it did, and we just forgot about it. But then we realized, no, I think it was probably him dreaming of that what we did, but his dream changed it around that he thought it was that. Either that or he's just a liar, But you know, it is, and the mind plays, and it messes up your whole day. Because I know she was all day like, "Damn, I can't believe," and then with her, oh man, he had a cheat, like self consciously, if he was cheating on one, because she didn't say who he was cheating on, but for her to be upset, it had to be someone she knows,
Right.
you know, and then that means self consciously she's threatening by her.
Right.
So don't take it out on him, take it out on yourself, because for some reason you're threatened by her, or maybe she's doing certain stuff that you think that she's trying to take him. So
Right.
approach
Maybe it
her.
wasn't even about the husband. It was about that other person.
Yeah, maybe approach her. Maybe look at him and be like, listen, the way you talk to him, I don't like it. It feels like you're trying to take him. Now subconsciously, I had a dream about it. So it happens. Like they say, sometimes your dreams are your subconscious. You have like some people be like, oh, I dreamed I was with this one girl and stuff because you always thought self-consciously, even though you don't sit here and be like, oh, I wish I can be with her, but self-consciously you're thinking about it, and then your dream takes you there, and then us as Buddhists, we believe sometimes dreams are a gateway of your past life. So that's why when you
Uh,
wake up, you be like, oh, I know how to draw this, but I never drew that before because your dreams took you to your past life and now you became a drawer, like so we believe in that. So and then some people, like you said, believe your dreams are your future or something. So they telling you, like a lot of Latinos, especially Latinas, they be like, whoa, yo, play me number 3, 7, 8. Because why? No, because I had a dream that three of us was in the room. Like, you know what I mean? Like, so they telling me the numbers. They giving me my numbers. So people really take dreams, to a heart. So
yeah.
next week we want to talk about dreams and the mindset. This whole month, I basically, since we're doing a health thing next month, I want to try to get into people's mindset. So next week we'll talk about dreams, reality, and all the different cultures, how they pursue or how they think dreams are. Like some people gateway of hell. And, I read that when I was like, what? That somebody actually thinks a dream is a gateway to the hell. So I'm like, wow. So everybody takes it differently, I guess. So, next week let's talk about that, and then also I will tell you the remaining part of the story of the kid. But our
Okay.
hour is up, you know. And again, I apologize for all the noise. I'm at the studio checking the progress because if you don't check it, it won't work. So now they're working faster. The boss is here. The boss is here. So, but other than that, I hope you guys have a good week. I know you're not gonna have a good weekend because it's the sixth weekend in a row that is gonna rain. So,
Hey,
uh,
life is about
and
dancing in the rain. So make sure you put on some rain boots or go out with no shoes and do a little jig.
there we go. There we go. All right, guys. Well, take care. We see y'all next week. Enjoy.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.